This week we are promoting our new online self-grading course on ancient methods of searching the scriptures. One of the main goals of this program is to teach you how to think Hebrew, not think Greek. And that applies to both the New Testament and the Old Testament. So I thought what I would do is to share with you how I began to really think Hebrew. And it's kind of a fun story, so I'll go ahead and share it with you. I spent 2 months, actually, at an immersion language school in Israel called Akiva. And you can see here that it was an old British military base is what it was. And you remember going back to the time when World War II was over, Jews were trying to come into Israel, and the British controlled that area. It was not yet the state of Israel. They controlled it, so they had these barracks. And here is a picture of my room. I had a room with a balcony, and I could look out. It was right on the ocean there. It was absolutely beautiful. And then I wanted to show you some of the students that were there with me. This was back in, it was in the late 90s that I went. And these are all students coming in to learn Hebrew. Now, some of them are from the Soviet Union because the Iron Curtain had fallen, and Jews from the Soviet Union could come into Israel. But they were from other areas too, and including a couple of Palestinian girls, which was really kind of interesting. While I was there, it was Israel's 50-year celebration. It was really exciting to be there. This is a park in Tel Aviv, and it was the Israeli Symphony playing. I was thrown in. It was immersion Hebrew. It was really a wonderful way, and that's when I first began to think in Hebrew. While I was there, I had a week or 2 weeks off, I think, between sessions. And what I did, now I could speak enough Hebrew. I mean, I'm not fluent by any means, but I can get along. And so I took a bus to Jerusalem. I wanted to go and stay in Jerusalem for that week. It was really kind of a funny story because that was back in 1999 when cell phones were really quite new. And I was sitting on the bus, and all of a sudden the phone began to ring. And I mean, this was before I knew about a cell phone. And I'd swear 90% of the people on the bus reached into their pockets and pulled out their cell phones to see if it was theirs. It's really, Israel is just way in advance in anything technological. So in Jerusalem, when I go to Jerusalem, I like to stay in the Lutheran guest house. This is a picture of the view you get from the Lutheran guest house. And this is inside. This is the sort of the common area inside. It's the Lutherans are Germans. Everything is immaculately clean. It's not fancy, but it's right there in the old city. And what was particularly nice was they had a garden. It was an fairly extensive garden that was built up over so that you could look out onto the Temple Mount. And that's where I spent a lot of my time, actually. I wasn't working on Hebrew at this point. I was actually working on the book of Galatians and how Hebraic it was, because I was thinking Hebrew, not Greek, by being immersed into this Hebrew program. So that's just a little story of how I began to think in Hebrew. So the goal on this first century methods, we call it first century at time of Yeshua, because we have a fair amount of literature at that time from which we can recreate the way people approach the scriptures in the first century. And believe me, it is very different from the way Bible study is taught today. So let me show you. There are 12 sessions, and each one will take you a little bit of time, but you can work at your own pace, and it's all self-grading, which is really wonderful. So I'm just encouraging you to take a look at this program. Here it is. It's online self-grading, reinforcing. All you need is a computer and a good internet connection. Work at your own speed. It starts with a video lesson, but then after each video lesson, you practice your new skills with exercises. And these exercises are really wonderful. Right now, there's a 25% introductory discount for a limited time. So instead of $125, you only pay $94. So I trust you will go to our website, BibleInteract.tv, and you will find information on the course there. You can register and pay for the course there. So enjoy. It will make up a huge change in your life to be able to really uncover the depth of meaning. It certainly did with mine. Shalom. Please subscribe to our channel to receive updates on our newest videos. Visit BibleInteract.tv for more in-depth video teachings, and keep up with us on Facebook and Twitter. Click on the links next to me to view more videos like this one and become a donor on our Patreon page. Join us in uncovering the hidden meanings in Scripture.